On the Military Watch, tomorrow is Veterans Day.
And while we prepare to thank our men and women in the armed forces for their service and sacrifices, News Channel 3's Allison Mechanic is starting our coverage on a different note.
Yeah, she's a beach veteran's love story, 70 years in the making.
All through my life, I have had this little thought of what if.
This question has been hanging in the back of Norwood Thomas's mind since 1944. It has to do with the future he imagined for himself with Joyce Durant, the woman in this picture who he fell in love with during World War II.
She was on this pedestal like a goddess, untouched, pure, unattainable.
The two met while Thomas, a member of the 101st Airborne Division, was stationed outside of London during World War II. Thomas can't quite remember exactly how long he and Durant dated, but they spent enough time together for him to know that what they had was special.
All I can say, it was long enough for me to become smitten, for me to decide that this is a girl that I want to marry and want to live with.
But unfortunately, love wasn't enough while a war was going on.
And that was shortly before the Normandy invasion, where all of a sudden, instead of seeing her the next week, I just didn't see her anymore.
After the war, Thomas returned to the United States and sent letters to Durant asking her to come to America, but she declined.
I went on and later met and married another woman, a good woman, who helped my mixed up head get straight, and raised, of course, 3 fine children.
Thomas admits he had a wonderful life with his wife before she passed away, and it wasn't until after her death that the thought of him and Durant's future managed to creep back up in his mind.
I feel that had she come, that my marriage would have been a success.
But their future together remained only a thought until a few months ago when Thomas's son Stephen received an email from a man in Australia who happened to be Durant's son Robert. Turns out, all the way on the other side of the world, Durant, who now lives in Australia, has been thinking similar thoughts and had her son do some research online to see if Thomas was still alive and willing to talk after all these years.
It was a great well of revelation.
Now, more than 70 years after their last meeting, the two are finally seeing each other again on a Skype call.
And this is Joyce.
Yes, I'm here.
The call lasted for more than an hour. The two joked about how much they have changed over the years.
Yeah, boy. That's the one that would wink at the girls.
Yes, you did.
What they have been up to for the last 70 years, and even reminisced about their time together.
You were a lot of fun, I remember that. You were a lot of fun.
And while this is the first conversation that the two had had in more than half a century, it isn't the first time they have laid eyes on each other since their last meeting.
Picture frame on my bureau, and I say good morning to you every morning.
But after this Skype call, they no longer have to rely on pictures.
That we're able to say hello, eye to eye. This is a wonderful situation.
Though Skype hasn't quite fixed everything.
The only one big problem is I can't take you in my arms and give you a squeeze.
Now, since the Skype call happened on Friday night, the two have yet to Skype again, but they already have plans in the works to set up another call soon. Allison Mechanic, News Channel 3.